Hi folks, it's Frank here, otherwise known as iProv. Um, Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Arturia SparkEDM VST software. Just got a copy of this, and thanks to the guys at Arturia for allowing me to review this. Pretty impressed with this software, so I'm going to just get straight in here and see what we can take a look at. Like I said, it's a VST that's both standalone as well as that you can use with your DAW. So it's modeled and based off Arturia's hardware, the Spark hardware, and it can obviously be used in conjunction with that. It's also MIDI compatible with most MIDI controllers, so keyboards and drum machines and the like. So it's got a pretty nice interface that I'm looking at here. It's got 3 buttons here at the top, so you've got a top, center and bottom. So the center one here is basically what emulates the hardware, the Spark hardware. And what's very convenient is you can click to the top here and it takes you into your sequencing software, which is quite handy. And then on the bottom, it'll take you into an area down here where all your instruments are, and you got a mixer, library, and the studio settings. So first thing I'm going to do is maybe give you a look at a few of the presets. And I'm pretty impressed by the sounds of what's actually in here. Basically, you're looking at 30 different kits, everywhere from house to tech house, minimal, techno, dubstep, and that incorporates something like 480 instruments, which are kind of a mix of sampled instruments as well as virtual analog. And with that, you basically have about 960 different patterns that are pre-programmed in, so and very customizable for whatever way you want to use it. So just to give you a quick idea of some of the presets here, we'll have a listen to those. Okay, so that one is called the bass wave. I won't get through all of these, but I'll give a quick flick through a few of these and we can see what they sound like. As you can see from this wheel here, you've got 16 patterns that you can work from, as well as 4 different banks. So I've got it set to actually change when I press the pad. You can also do that, it would actually run through its sequence and then change after that. But I've got it set right now to change straight away once I click one of the pads. Okay, so like I said, the sounds are pretty impressive in this. It's got it's got some really decent sounds. Another preset we're gonna have a look at here. Maybe this Dust Cloud 1. Okay, so just in this area here, you've also got some effects. So you got like filter, slicer, and what's called a roll. On the filter section, if you basically click and hold it, it allows you to select a low pass filter, band pass, high pass. So you've got a few options there. Same with the slicer. If you click on it and hold it down, so you get repeat, tape, delay. So I'll play one or two of the patterns, and we'll just play around with the effects here. Like I said, filters and stuff like that. So let me pull up maybe something like this, and we'll start it on the very first one. Yeah, so as you can hear there's some pretty nice effects that's actually built into this as well. So let's take a look at a few of the other features that's actually in this. So basically, to take you through this GUI, what you've got here is, so you've got your drums here, which obviously can be played as well on any one of your MIDI controllers. So I'm just playing it off the laptop keys at the moment here. So all of these, you can customize any one of these as well. So let me just go into another one that's actually here. I'm pretty impressed with the samples on this. You know, for what's in here. So you've basically got first 8 pads that's here, and then if you click on this, you go from 9 through 16 then as well. So that allows you to and all those are customizable as well. So this section here is basically your little mixer section for the individual guys, your individual pads and stuff. And then over here you got the pattern selection. Here you've got a shuffle, your master, volume, and this little section here is a little looper section, which is quite handy as well. So let me put on a different one here. So here we got the looper section. So we've got a quarter 8. You can adjust it to move along the pattern. Two different positions. So that little looper section is quite handy. You've also got here, you've got your tempo, which can obviously be mastered. Take the tempo basically from your DAW, whatever you're using, Ableton or Logic. Tap tempo, and these are the sequences here. So that's mostly the center area that's here. Handy little device here, you just click and you can now go to the top section where you can select anything from 1 through 4 bars, 16 steps in the bar, time signature on the left, and this section that's here then will take you through whichever one that you're actually on. So if we were to just run this again. So this is just a 1 bar 16 step that's actually running here right now, so we could change that to 2 bars. So once you change it to 2 bars, it now runs into 1 through 16 and 17 through 32 steps. So take it back to 1 again, so you can select the steps this way as well. And basically draw in your just like most, you can draw it in that way. Most sequencers. Over on the right here is a handy little, you click this little plus sign that's actually here, and that allows you to come in and change certain velocities and certain parameters that's actually in here as well. So we say for this individual kick, so that's changing the velocities. Now the cool thing is you can, over here on the right, you have an option to pencil it in, or you can draw in your steps. Back to the 4 on the floor. Okay, this one here is a line tool, so you can pretty much draw and then it'll do a straight line velocity, so for increases or decreases or something like that. Now the cool thing about it is the little thing I like here is you can do that with velocities here, but if you click, it allows you to change any one of these. So I mean, you can do a lot of playing around with this. So just to give you an example, so that was velocity. So if I now want to go into the cutoff, I can draw in some stuff for the cutoff. Resonance. This is one of the things that really has impressed me. So just for, we say that channel for that kick, you can now also do the auxiliary sends that comes with this. So and the aux 2. Same with pitch, attack, anything else. So this is pitch. Frequency shifter. So down the end here you got a FX1, so it's quite a nice feature to have in there. Panning. Turn them all off. It just goes back to normal again. And even with all of them on, once you select whichever we say with velocity here, I can just turn off the velocity. Go into cutoff, just turn off the cutoff. So this is probably, versus any other step sequencer that's actually out there for drums. This has been probably the best little addition that I found to it for experimenting with with sequences like this on a, we say like a drum pattern that's actually just there, just with a kick, so you can get quite experimental with it. So that's quite nice. So that's mostly the top section that's here. So there are your patterns. You have the song section here, which I didn't go into. So you can basically map out your song as you go through here. So if you were just writing a song in here, a track the whole way through, you can go in and sequence it out basically in here. The other thing then is preferences. That's over on this side. And like I said, there's your sequencer options in their file, whatever you want to do, pad velocity. So this is just the preference section. So that's the top and that's the center. Once you go down to the bottom, so before I go down there, you can see basically the host, depending on what you want to take up, the tempo from the host, or basically to run from inside here. So usual load, save. If you want to load something, save. This is a drop down menu for some of the presets that are actually in here. So I'm just going to go back to this one. Okay, so the bottom section that's down here. The tabs that's on the bottom down here. So we got studio, mixer, and library. I've mostly just been looking at the studio section and the mixer. So it's basically taking 1 through 4 and 5 through 8. That's on either side here. You can have it to display the second half, which is 9 through 12, and 13 through 16, which is basically the pads. So first set of pads 1 through 8. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got your kick. So the section that's actually here, like the plus that we looked at above, is also here as well. So it allows you to go in and change some of the parameters that are actually in here and record them while you're actually going. So here you have your drop down menu, and the thing I like about this is once you click on the drop down menu, it takes you straight to what's in that sample already. So it's straight into the bass drums that's actually in here. So any of the kicks. And there's quite a few that's actually in there. Like I say, there's something like 480 sampled instruments that are in there. So that would be the kick. So if I come down here for hats, once I click on it, it gives me the option of the hats straight away at the top. So it's not starting off on the kick again, and then you got to scroll through. So if I was to look over here, these are mid-toms. So once I click on it, it's gone straight to mid-toms. If I go back here to the kicks, if you notice, these are all sampled kicks. So we have the 3 sections would be, and I'll go into the second half probably in synths. You basically have analog. So these will be analog synths. because this pad here is actually a synth pad, so it's got analog samples that will be in here. So if I just solo this, hopefully we got something on it. So let's maybe go back up and we will draw something in for that, which was number 14. So if I go back up to 14 here, so go back down again. So like I said, there is analog pads and we have some sample pads then as well. So and in here, so you've got your individual volume, panning, so if I just select this sample that's actually here, it now allows me to do some fine tuning, like cut off frequency, panning, volume, and down the bottom here I can actually change the pitch, attack, decay, frequency shift, shift rate, shift range. So quite a few parameters that you can actually change around in here, which is pretty cool. So the other section down here then is obviously the mixer section. So you got your usual mixer setup, volume, you got your aux sends to which are the two main returns. So you got a reverb that's here. So it allows you here to select whatever reverb you want. So when you come in, you can do all your changes to the reverb. Delay, that's actually on this side. That's over here. So you got your two aux sends, basically 1 and 2. Now what it also allows you to do is to add 2 more here. So you got an FX1 and FX2 down here as well on each individual channel. So as an example, I can turn one on. So if I go to we say 15 here, it allows me to come in here and turn on whichever effect I want. So the first effect, which will be this one here. So I can select whichever one I want. So we got everything from phasers to crush, chorus, comp, delay, distortion, EQ, phaser, destroy, flanger, stereo panning, I think, sub generator, and limiter. So you have a choice of adding 2 of those to each individual section as well on each channel, which is pretty cool. And then on your master channel, you got same options again, so compressor and a parametric EQ. That's on the end down here. Again, all customizable. This section here is just a library section for, I guess, new packs that'll be on the way, stuff like that. So you can basically mix and match and import different sounds into the libraries and stuff like that. I didn't see a section on here, the only thing for importing your own samples, so I don't believe that's an option right now. So it's mostly going to be about packs and stuff like that. But pretty impressed with the sounds and everything of this, I have to say, and definitely well worth the money. So it's as I said, it's got 30 kits, 480 instrument samples, 960 patterns, live performance effects then as well, like effects pads and loopers and slicers, and 14 different options then on effects that you can add to channels and stuff like that. So a nice little addition by Arturia. It's the SparkEDM. I do know they had some other versions of this that came out as well, but definitely quite impressed by this. So if you do want to check it out, you can head over to their site, and I believe they do have a download for a free demo for a certain length of time. So go check that out, arturia.com, and thanks to the guys for allowing me to review this. Very impressed with it. So it would definitely be an addition, I think, for me to get this. So go check that out, and thanks for stopping by. So from me, Frank, iProv, hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you.